Systems on. Three screen. AZ Stevens. Cleared for launch. Hands tied, lights flash, red to green. Every breath is gasoline. Code and chaos, pixels and pain. One mistake and you're out of the game. Screens glow bright, heat in my face. Digital track, physical race. Robin's voice cutting through the crowd. Send it, baby, we're running proud. No reset, no second chance. Heartbeat syncs with the engines, dancing the noise. I find my calm, adrenaline's my song. Full send nation, burn the line. Every lap we redefine. No fear, no hesitation. Stevens Motorsport domination. Full send nation, rise again. Full send nation, rise again. 40 cars deep, daylight fades. We ride the storm that the engine made. No walls hold when the dream's in gear. You don't drive fast, you disappear. Set up sheet tape to the dash. Tuned by code and a flash of cash. Sweat drips down, white knuckles burn. This ain't practice, it's my turn. Grip the wheel, feel the grind. Chasing ghosts through the online mind. Every lap a brand new war. I ain't lifting anymore. Full send nation, red line ride. Fuel on fire, hearts collide. Triple screen thunder breaking the chain. We don't quit, we live insane. In gears we trust. In rubber we pray. For every wreck, another day. You better hold that line, AJ. Full send. Full send nation, flag held high. Daytona dreams will never die. Stevens Motorsports built to win. Light that fuse and send it again. Full send nation, crank that sound. Engine scream, the world spins round. From the grid to the finish flame, we own the night. Remember the name. Yeah. Stevens Motorsports. Full send forever. Engines live, telemetry synced. Stevens Motorsports, lock it in. Fuel in my veins, fire in my chest. Every heartbeat's louder than the rest. The rig's alive, the lights go green. This is more than a race, it's a dream machine.
Good evening, everybody. We are back for another YESCAR Truck Series event here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We got 60 laps in the books for tonight for these guys. We'll get some race info up for you really quick. It's 65 degrees in the air, about 67 on the track, which is probably pretty good for these guys, especially being the fact that most of the corners, they're pretty flat. So we got one fast repair for tonight, 3 sets of tires on the wall, 60% fuel, so that is going to force some pit stops as we get through the night. Got quite a few drivers in here. Looks like 20 or 25 cars. We'll get some timing and scoring going on, so that way we've got it. And of course, it would not be a broadcast without my track map breaking, which is really starting to annoy me. So we'll get that reloaded. What's going on, Diggs? Michelle, how we doing? You know, it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen these guys with Christmas and New Year's, so a lot of these guys excited to get back on the track. You got Joe Sullivan on screen right now. We'll actually get this up so you know who you're looking at. No, I think tonight's going to be a good race. I actually haven't ever seen a truck race at Indy, so it should be pretty cool to watch that happen. So I did test it a little bit earlier. It was actually kind of fun. I think it was more fun than probably driving a next gen or an Xfinity around here. So, and then looking at some points, we did have Connor Wolbeck's at second behind David Duke. He's only 18 points behind. We've got this plus, I believe it's 2 more. Let me just double check the schedule. Actually, no, it's this one, and then we go to Homestead next week for 120 laps. That'll be the end of the series. So we'll see. Connor's gonna have to get something going here tonight if he wants to start closing that gap. So we'll see if he can. Okay, yep, we're on. But no, I mean, usually we're used to seeing 87s or Indy cars around this place. I generally don't get into too many other things around here, so it'll be a first to see a truck race here, which is kind of like I said, intriguing in its own right. But like I say, it seems to work, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Indy, I don't know if anybody saw it, but or at least heard about it. They dug up a bunch of the bricks recently, the original foundation of the track. And there's actually a 3-part mini-series on YouTube on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway page that shows what they dug up and kind of has a history about the track, which was kind of cool. So I've actually got to finish that. But it was kind of crazy to think that they unearthed bricks that hadn't seen the light of day in like 100 and some odd years. Got old Big Duke putting it down so far with a 52.4. Garrett Bobo's in second. And just like that, Connor Wolbeck's second on the board. Oh, man. Yeah, so we got this tonight. Tomorrow night, I will be streaming the WNIS, so look for that. And then Saturday, we've got the Roar. I don't have anything for Sunday, thank God. And I got Robin's birthday on Monday, so we can't forget that. If I forgot Robin's birthday, I might not even have a channel after that. So, cars ran on bricks. Oh, Diggs, if you look at the Marmon Wasp that ran on the bricks, it's wild to think about. And the bricks weren't even the original pavement for the track. It was actually a stone and tar deal. And apparently that was more abrasive than anything else at the time. How we doing, Future? Andrew Winans qualifying right now. shouldn't have too much time left. I think they only have 5 to 10 minutes, so we should get going here, I would think, pretty quickly. I actually didn't even think about it. I can check that right now. Qualifying at 9:20, so about 10 minutes of qualifying. So plenty of time for a lot of these guys. But nobody able to match Big Duke so far. You know, I was gonna pick B3 for this race, but he told me not to. And I got to give him a little bit of crap because I see where he's qualified so far. So B3, if you're watching, you need to get going. Diggs, if you look up the turbine car as well, the STP car, or was it the Mickey Thompson? I think it was either Andy Granatelli or Mickey Thompson had the turbine car, and that thing is wild looking as well. So lot of cool cars at Indy in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. About 3 or 4 minutes left here. Ty Smith putting in a qualifying lap. That's good enough for 13th. Riley Romeo. Holden Wheeler now. Get about a minute of qualifying left. I think some of these guys are just cycling at this point just to get some more practice laps in, but I do believe we're going to see guys start to peel off here. I'm going to be interested to see how this goes as we get to about 10 laps in, how much the fuel level shortage plays into effect here, if it's going to make the truck super duper tight. And that's something else we're going to have to watch out for tonight. As Riley Romeo hits the outside wall of turn 4 and hits that inside wall, something that's pretty standard in a lot of these NASCAR vehicles in sim. And there's your points leader, Big Duke. We should be switching over to race. I know it's usually about 30 seconds after the time flip. Okay, why aren't we flipping over? We're just chilling. Okay. There we go. It finally flips over. All right, we'll get some stuff off screen. We'll get your qualifying up. All righty. On the grid for tonight, Big Duke going to bring home the pole with a 52.438. Holden Wheeler going to start second. Connor Wolbeck going to start third. Garrett Bobos to his outside. Timothy Wright is fifth. Keith Powell is sixth. Joseph Went starts seventh. Josh Dillaha starts eighth. Taco John is ninth. Wayne Whitley 10th. Aiden Laney is going to be 11th. Joe Sullivan starts 12th. Moving back a little bit further in the field, Jamie DeVoe starts 13th. Ty Smith is 14th. Kyle Wilson is 15th. Juan Velez starts 16th. B3 starts 17th. Josh Laughlin is 18th. Riley Romeo is 19th. Paul Lawson 20th. Andrew Winans 21st. Paul Boomershine 22nd. And Ryan Perrone starts in 23rd position. We'll get things back up on screen here. All right. Well, like I said, I've never seen a truck race here from Indy. So this could get really interesting really quickly. I'm not sure how these trucks are going to handle too wide in the flatter corners. So something to kind of keep an eye on. But I think once they start to stretch out a little bit, like what we've seen with the 87s and things of that nature here, I think you're going to start to see some really good green flag runs. All right, let's... What's going on, Big Duke? That's your man. He's on the pole. We're going to have to turn these guys down just a little bit because I could hear too much of what's going on there. They said Big Duke's the king of Indy or something like that. I don't know what that's about. I thought AJ Foyt was the king of Indy, but sorry, Duke had to. If you guys want to catch the out the windshield view, oh, I love it, Big Duke. He said he had to make sure that I said this. I'm supposed to Google him. Oh man. But if you want to watch the out the windshield, go check out Big Duke over on TikTok. You can bet B3's probably live as well as Taco. Any one of these guys is gonna have a great view out their windshield. So hopefully, you know, I asked the question, can Big Duke keep the winning streak going? Can the PRS guys find some speed? We're about to find out here in about half a mile. All right, Pace Truck leads off of turn number 4. It's going to duck off. We're going to get this show kicked off. Down the front stretch we go. Green flag's in the air. We're off and racing. Down into turn 1, side by side. Do these guys make the corner, or do we see contact with the wall? Oh, we got 3 or 4 around already on lap number 1. No caution. Okay, there it is. There it is. They were trying to throw a manual caution. We're going to go to a different view here and check out what happened. I think we're actually going to go from the blimp. It looks like there's a checkup in front of Sullivan there on the left-hand side of your screen. Trying to see. Looks like Wayne Whitley goes around and it drifts low. catches the 01 truck, and then it shoots back up the track. Man, Joe's truck getting just destroyed there. See how many of these guys missed the inside wall. Juan backs it in. Andrew Winan slaps the wall. Shockingly, most everybody getting out of that pretty well. So kind of a wild one, but unfortunately, Big Duke gives up his lead. Holden Wheeler got him just out of turn number 2. We'll have a lot of guys probably pitting here. I've got the 25 of Ty Smith already on pit road. Well, hopefully this is not a sign of things to come, because it's tough when you barely make it through turn number 1 to get things going. I would not be surprised if a few guys come down and pit for fuel at least. It was free on the bottom. Oh, man. Looks like we're already staging 2 wide. Nope, lights on pace car still on. I didn't think it felt that bad in my testing. You know, granted I only ran a few laps, but hopefully it tightens up for you guys and this show gets on the road. It is 60 laps tonight, Michelle. It sounds like there's a long debate about letter delivery with USPS. So that's a thing right now. At least they've got something to talk about. You know, Taco John's the fastest mailman on iRacing, so I'm sure he knows a thing or two about it. I got to give Taco huge props. He's been winning in the 87s like a winning machine lately, so we're pretty close to pulling off wins here, so yeah, Diggs, I think that's probably most of the problem. I think, you know, once these guys get some heat in the tires and get the car rotating, I think it'll be a little bit better, so. All right, so Ty Smith is going to be the first truck a lap down. He's going to be hoping for a quick caution, get him back out in front of these guys. I don't know how much damage some of these guys got. I would find it tough to want to burn the fast repair this soon. So all right, so the lights on the pace truck are off. We're going to make our way all the way around to this place and kick this thing back off. Holden Wheeler going to be your your starter this time. Big Duke to his outside with Connor Walbeck, Timothy Wright, Garrett Bobo, Keith Powell, Joe Went, Taco John, Aiden Laney, and Josh Dillaha, your top 10 as we get ready to re-rack this thing. Got a few cars catching up from the back. Alrighty. Into turn 4 we go. We're going to go green here once we hit the restart zone. Alrighty, pace truck is off. And we're green flag racing. Down to turn 1 we go. Let's see if we can make it through turn number 1 without issue this time. The big thing is making sure trucks don't get loose. It looks like everybody gonna make it at least through turn 1 as we head off into turn number 2. Holden Wheeler gonna be the leader still. Guys are starting to kind of single file out. This is one of those races where if the truck's tight, you're going to have to try to save as much tire as you can, or it will make for a long race. So Holden Wheeler going to lead this lap. First one under green from start to finish here. Coming out of turn number 1 into the short chute, it's Wheeler, Duke, Walbeck, Wright, and Bobo, your top 5. Man, you can just feel the speed in these trucks right now. And Big Duke's going to try and make a push to get back to that lead. I don't know if we'll see the conga line in the truck, to be honest with you. I just don't think it's worth it. I think it's you're going to scrub too much speed. Let's switch that over to gap so you know what's actually going on here. Big Duke trying to get after it. He sits second still. These guys are all single filed out up front. We've actually got a second. We got a second pack going with Jamie DeVoe leading the second pack. And I think most of these guys are damaged trucks, hoping for you know, another wreck, try to get back in it. So we'll see what happens there. Big Duke reporting over the radio. He is anti-conga line down the straightaways. He hates them. So I don't think we're going to see that tonight out of these guys. I think it's just going to be straight shooting for tonight. We got Connor Walbeck and Timothy Wright sitting third and fourth. Then we come back to Garrett Bobo, Keith Powell, Joseph Went, and I believe that's Aiden Laney in the 13. Trying to see Josh Dillaha holding off Taco John and Rickle. Rickle trying to get something going. Go back up to the front. Big Duke just biding his time. Connor Wolbeck closing in. We talked at the top of the broadcast. Connor's got to do something to get Big Duke off his game so he can hopefully be there for the title going into Homestead. Only 18 points separating these two that are sitting second and third right now. He needs a big, big mistake from Big Duke tonight. And Duke goes to the inside on Holden Wheeler. He's going to force him tight, try to hold that bottom and get the drive out onto the backstretch as they're side by side off of turn number 2. Wheeler got loose there. Wheeler pulling to the bottom. Yeah, he's going to conga line. Wolbeck trying to get the inside of Big Duke. Move back just a little bit. I see Aiden Laney coming up through the field. He just gets around Joseph Wynn. But we're gonna go Congo lining with Holden Wheeler for a little bit, see if it works. Must be doing something because he's got a little bit of a gap at this point, about 0.4. Nah, he's decided not to at this point. Down into turn number 3. Big Duke going to try and make another run at Holden. Kind of running right there behind him. Top 4 have got a little bit of a gap over 5th and the rest. Now remember, they do have 60% fuel, so I've got to imagine we're going to see probably one mid-race pit stop is going to be my guess. Maybe a little bit short of that. Let's see if we got a little bit further back. Joseph Went is right behind Aiden Laney. A little bit of a battle with Wayne Whitley going around Ryan Perrone. Back to the front. Big Duke is trying to get something. He's working his way back to the back bumper of Wheeler. Just can't beat the arrow, it looks like, as we come off of turn number 2. Overall, some pretty clean racing so far. Everybody really stretched out at the moment. I don't think anybody would be upset if a caution came, let them bunch back up, but the 3 out front probably would be, as they're kind of starting to walk away from even Timothy Wright there. You see Timothy falling off a little bit. Ooh, Big Duke gets loose. Connor catches the wall. What else do we got going on? Let's see if we can't find some battles happening on track. But right now, everybody kind of singled out. You got this group trying to push up into the tail end of what was the front group. They're slowly closing in, it looks like, ever so slightly. Back to the battle for the lead, though. Holden Wheeler continues to lead. Big Duke second. Connor Walbeck third, and Timothy Wright's fourth. Holden Wheeler taking it to the king of Indy. At least that's what he claims. I'll let him go with it. Let's go off the nose of Big Duke's truck for a minute here so you can see what it's like around Indy for a lap. He's about 0.4 back right now from Holden Wheeler, which might not be the worst thing in the world. Try to save a little bit of fuel. very, very flat, and you gotta kind of dance that gas pedal just a little bit, or otherwise just a tick too loose. Big Duke throwing it down to the bottom of turn number 1. He pulls right up to the bumper of Wheeler. Top 3 definitely getting after it right now. We've got Andrew Winans just leaving pit road. Not sure if he popped the wall and broke that car, but he is rolling. Got a little bit of a battle between Josh Laughlin and Jamie DeVoe. DeVoe on the bottom side, Laughlin to the high side. They just keep going back and forth. That one, neither one of them really giving an inch. We've got Joseph Wint on. Oh no, it looks like Joe popped the wall. See if we can't get a better look at that machine, but I do believe he's on pit road early. As the top 3 sit nose to tail right now off of turn number 2. They still roll clean out front. We'll keep an eye on that. Timothy Wright's falling off. He's 4th. And we've got Garrett Bobo, Aiden Laney, Keith Powell, Earl Rickle, and Josh Dillaha going to be your top 10. Taco sitting right behind him, just outside of it. Duke is trying to run that apron like it's an Indy car around this joint. He gets really close in 1, but then 2 loses. Man, I don't know. I'm very curious to know where he's going to be able to make this move. Oh, he's going to go to the bottom side, block Connor. He saw Connor try to sneak to the bottom and threw a block. Wheeler trying to do the snake. Big Duke gonna pull right back in turn 1. Connor did not make the entry of turn 2, so that's going to let him drop back a little bit. That's not good. Sounds like Rickle might have got a piece of the wall. Checking the structural integrity. So now Connor is falling off to 1-3, and these guys are starting to walk away. Connor needs draft help because he's lost it. Yeah, they're just driving out of his life right now. Up 1-5 over Wallback. Big Duke gonna try to get to the bottom. And he is right there this time. All over the backside of him. Down to the inside he goes. Can Big Duke make it stick? Wheeler's gonna have to drive off down the backstretch. It's a drag race. Connor needs them to keep fighting because he's slowly pulling them in. Big Duke to the inside. He seals the deal. New leader, Big Duke. See if he can hang on to it coming out of 4. He does. Connor Wallbeck gets to within a second. If these guys keep going, I think he's got a shot to actually close in just a little bit more. Wheeler to the inside. He's going to take the lead. And Big Duke's going to try and cross him over. 20 laps into the race, and these guys are racing like it's the last lap of the Daytona 500. Now this is putting on a show at Indy. Because now you got Connor Wolbeck walking back into this race. It looks like the others in the top 10 are going to pull in as well. Big Duke pulls it off going down into turn number 3. But Wheeler clips the grass. He hangs on to it. Man, I thought Wheeler was going to cross him up and go after it. So now Wheeler's got to come up with some way to cool the tires down, especially around here. Indy takes everything out of a set of tires, including your soul. So you've got to figure out a way to cool them down, go back after it, and get going again. This is not the place to make mental errors. Big Duke slowly fading back to Connor. He's about 5.58 right now. So we'll go check on some other things that's all going on. Paul Boomershine, Riley Ramiro swapping positions there. So Paul's up to 13th, up 9 from the start. Let's look a little bit further. Joe Sullivan, who was involved in that earlier wreck, him and Wayne Whitley, they're on the move. They're about 5 seconds back from Keith Powell, so just outside the top 10 for Joe. And then you've got Keith on the back end of this, and that Keith says yes Motorsports Chevrolet. He's all over the backside of Taco John. Oh, and it looks like heartbreak for Joseph Wendt. He's back on pit road. I do believe he towed. But Big Duke has pulled out 0.8 over Connor Wolbeck at the moment. I think if Wolbeck and Wheeler can hook up, I think they can make a push for Big Duke, because at that point they'll be having they'll have some draft action going on. I think they're going to run a little bit better than one truck by itself. Ooh, as Connor gets a little bit of the wall, looks like those trucks are starting to get tight. So the question is, are they light on fuel at this point? That I am unsure of. Let's check. You said Wayne Whitley missing the left front fender. Let's take a peek. I don't think he was. I do believe that fender was there. Yeah, the fender's there. So Wayne's got... I'm getting a report from Big Duke. It's 100% fuel tonight. So I do believe right about 30 laps, I think, on a tank. So, but Big Duke out in front. Connor Wolbeck, Holden Wheeler have found each other. Whether they can do something with that, I don't know. And I'm getting a report from Connor that, yes, I am correct in my statement about fuel. So now that these guys have hooked up, we'll see if they can get after it. About 1.5 up the road to Big Duke. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, we got a little battle back here. For about 7th. Rickles actually made it up to 6th. You got Josh Dillahaz in 7th. Taco John going to go around Garrett Bobo for 8th. Garrett in the 29 truck. And then we've got Keith trying to come back to the back of the pack in 10th. And Joe Sullivan's closed it down. He is up to about 4 seconds back off the back of Keith. Ooh, Holden Wheeler going to take it around Connor Wolbeck going down into turn 3. .3 seconds to Big Duke right now. they're going to need a solid pit stop when that comes to close that gap. But at this point, I'm sure knowing Big Duke, he's managing that gap at this point, sitting 2.5 up, trying not to burn him up. We got any other close battles on track? Josh Laughlin, Riley Ramiro, and it looks like Ryan Perrone all in a tight little battle back here, battle for 15th. Looks like Walbeck and Wheeler still trying to hook up and push forward. They got to be a little bit closer though, but right now it's the man up front, Big Duke, gonna lead this thing. Ooh, as he floats her out there to the wall. That one got a little close. Look at the see Aiden Laney now up to the 4th position. He's about 6 seconds back from your leader, but is closing on the drivers ahead. I heard somebody announce they're going to pit this time. Not sure who it was. Looks like Timothy Wright. I heard somebody else pitting this time as well. Jamie DeVoe to pit road. We had Josh Laughlin, Riley Ramiro as well. So pit stops have commenced. As it's all Big Duke out in front. And you got Holden Wheeler sitting second. He's about 2.9 back from your leader. Connor Wolbeck sits third. Then we come back to Aiden Laney, who is running 4th. Kyle Wilson runs 5th, followed by Josh Dillaha in the 11 truck. Then Taco John, Garrett Bobo, Keith Powell, and Wayne Whitley, your top 10. Wayne's only about 2 seconds back from Keith, so these three could potentially pull themselves up into the top 10 after pit cycles. So I have to kind of keep an eye on that. We got a group of guys just coming off of pit road. I do believe that was our first set of pit stops. So this could make things interesting for some of these guys, especially with the guys coming off of pit road on brand new tires. But other than the first wreck on lap number 1, we have been caution free since. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as Big Duke continues to circle. Holden Wheeler and Connor Wolbeck stay out as well. Big Duke calling that he is headed to pit road this time. He's 3.9 up over Holden Wheeler. Almost 4 seconds now as they come out of turn number 2. Somebody else calling out pitting this time. So I got to imagine we're going to see, we're going to see a big chunk of guys. Rickle just calls that he was pitting. I think I just heard Joe Sullivan as well. So we're going to have a big group of guys headed down pit road here. Hopefully Big Duke can get her slowed down before the line. Connor Wolbeck going to stay out another lap. Could be a little bit of a strategy here. May just be for the bonus points, but Connor Wolbeck to the lead as we speak. I do believe Rickles stayed out as well. He did. See if they can't stretch the fuel maybe. you're not going to want to go too much further past when most of the group pits. I mean, we've got about 10 guys on pit road, because you're going to start to get to a point, right, where tire wear is going to be a thing. Indy, like I said, very, very hard on those tires. It's flat. There's not a lot of banking. You know, I think the only car that can really get tires to last around here is probably an Indy car, just because of the aero stuff that you can do with them. As we see Connor come off of turn number 4, he's going to head to pit road, it looks like. No! Connor backs it into the wall! I guess he's going to use his fast repair now. That's not what you want to see. Joe Sullivan's going to lead that lap. So Joe's going to try and really push the fuel, I think. I actually want to pull up last lap times. We'll see what some of these guys are running. Joe ran a 55.4. The guys on newer tires are running 53s. So like I said, you're going to want to be careful about where you pit at. If you pit too late, it's going to put you in a hole. So as we'll check the gap, because I want to see how far. Big Duke is 30 seconds back from Joe Sullivan. So it's not going to help him a ton to continue to stay out. Joe's going to go another lap. He might be hoping for a quick caution here as guys start to really push on those fresh tires. We do have 3 drivers out at this point, with Andrew Winans, Joe Wint, Ty Smith. But yeah, as you can see, Big Duke's already chopped it down to 29 seconds. So Joe's going to try and hopefully beat him a little bit on pit road strategy. I'm kind of wondering if he thinks, okay, if I can make it to 26 to go, I don't have to pit again. So I don't know. It just kind of depends. We got 28 to go in the books. I don't know if some of these guys will be able to save enough fuel or not. And we've had a big shakeup up front even. Joe's going to stay out another lap. So Big Duke sits second. If I can find him, where he is, going down into turn number 3 as we speak. And then it's Timothy Wright is third. Garrett Bobo's fourth. Taco John is going to be 5th. Rickles 6th. Connor Walbeck is 7th. Keith Powell 8th. Wayne Whitley is 9th. But the one that I'm looking for is Holden Wheeler. He's all the way back in 16th, so I've got to assume he got a speeding on pit road penalty. Oh no, Joe, that's never what you want to hear. So Joe Sullivan continues to circle this Indy track. He is going to go in this time. He doesn't pull a Connor Walbeck. Oh yeah, he does. He smacks the wall. That's not going to be good because I'm pretty sure Joe already used that fast repair, although it doesn't look like there's any damage to the left front of that truck. So Big Duke is going to circle through turn number 4. He'll inherit the lead right here. And he's going to be up. I got to wait and see how far up he is over Tim Wright. He's 3 seconds up, 3.3 up actually over Timothy Wright. So we're going to finally cycle some guys through. Looks like there's a 3-car pack with Taco, Rickle, and Connor. See if they can't, work together unless they're just gonna fight. But looks like Rickle going to go to the inside of Taco John as we head off of turn number 2. What else we got? Connor's going to need all the help he can get right now. They're still about 9 seconds back. And I'm sure knowing Big Duke with a 3.4 second lead, he's probably rolling it pretty easy into the corners anyways, just to kind of save some tire, save some fuel. Pray to God this thing goes long, as he's got a 3.5 second lead at this point. He's telling me he's WFO, folks. I have never been more wrong. I love it when a racer tells me that. Well, Rickle has caught. I'm trying to see who that is in front of him. I don't believe that's Garrett Bobo. That is not. This could be the 42 of Paul Lawson. But this helps their case to get further forward. They've got him down to 8.9. 24 laps to go. Anything's possible. I do believe they will make it to Garrett Bobo eventually. They're about a second back from Bobo. But I'm actually really impressed with the truck racing here tonight in Indianapolis. You know, this is one of those places where the group is either going to work great, or the vehicle's either going to work great, or it's not going to work worth a bean. They're just still a little bit out. I'm looking at Rickle to Bobo's 1.5 up the track. You can see Bobo just keeps disappearing every so often, which Garrett Bobo is headed down pit road. Interesting. I wonder if he doesn't have enough fuel to make the end. So that puts Rickle up to third. He's up 12 positions. The only person up more positions than him is going to be Paul Boomershine, up 14th since the start. So going back to the front, it's all Big Duke out front, 3.8 up. Timothy Wright sitting here in second position. And then you've got Rickle and the boys trying to come forward. Being that they're in a draft pack, I think Tim's in trouble in a few laps. He's 4.7 up right now. We'll keep an eye on that as the race keeps going. Taking a look a little bit further back. Joe Sullivan got around Josh Laughlin. Keith leading the pack of Wayne Whitley and Paul Boomershine. They sit in sixth position, about 9 seconds back off of Taco. Go back to where Rickle is. He's all over. He's got Connor all over the back of him. I told you we're going to keep an eye on it. 4.5 this time. 20 laps, 22 laps to go. Like I said, the impossible could be possible. Sounds like there's a discrepancy of a shove into turn number 3. You know, Diggs, I'm not real sure how I like Sullivan's chances here. The question is are the other guys gonna have to pit? That's something I just don't have the answer to. 4.1 this time up to Tim Wright. 7.5 back from Duke. So Rickle and Walbeck continue to try to drive forward. Joe Sullivan getting around, I believe that was Jamie DeVoe that was wrecked in the wall. So Sullivan up to 9th right now. Big Duke just cruising. 3.3 up. I do believe he has finally backed it down. He'll correct me if I'm wrong here. But it looks like he's just kind of cruising at the moment. Rickle and Wallback have Tim Wright down to 3.6 this time. So they are slowly chipping away. I have not heard a correct. Oh, and Rickle gets the wall hard. Let's shove that right front wheel in. That's not good for Connor Wallback. Uh-oh. He's blaming Duke for the setup. Connor's still reeling in Tim Wright, though. He's got him down to 3.4. So maybe sitting behind Rickle for a little bit help. (3-2) already. So, not sure if Tim burned up the right front or what. But he's 3-4 to Big Duke. Diggs, I'm kind of there with you. I do believe you're correct. So, but let's see where Connor's at. Connor's down to 2-9 to Tim Wright. He's got him down to just 2.5 now and closing with 17 laps to go. I don't think he has enough time to catch Big Duke because Big Duke is 3.6 up over Tim. And you can see the gap. Each one of them almost equal distance apart except for Connor, who's slowly closing in. Connor's got him down to 1.8 right now. Looking for other battles around the track. B3 trying to close in on Josh Dillaha. Go back to Connor and see. We're down to 1.6 for Connor. We'll go off the nose of that machine for a minute, and you can see him starting to get a little bit bigger out the front windshield. So we'll see if Connor can get to him. 16 laps left. I gotta imagine he's getting close. So don't forget, guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We try to do broadcasts almost every night of the week. And don't forget to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the algorithm for us. Gets the channel out there a little bit more, but we really appreciate it. Big Duke up 3-8, and he's been very, very quiet on the radio at this point. Usually he's got something to say. 15 laps to go. He ain't said much. So let's go to Timothy Wright off the gearbox. You see Connor's lurking. He's getting closer and closer. Ooh, he got a little loose there coming off the corner. Connor's got him down to almost a second flat. He's at a second as we cross the line there, so my guess, Connor's going to pounce on him very quickly, and we can see the Big Duke has pulled out the 4.5. So I got to imagine he's managing that fuel at this point with 14 laps to go. He's gotten a lot bigger out Connor's windshield at this point. He's in his draft. He's 0.4 behind him, 0.5 behind him. Oh, and Tim's going to drift up. Connor's going to go right underneath him. And away he goes. So 5.1 to Big Duke. Can Connor push to catch him? That is one tall order. I don't know if it's possible. Does Connor got the tires? Big Duke burned up too much. Does Big Duke have enough fuel? He's already got him down to 5 seconds. The Big Duke is just cruising. So we'll have to see what happens there. We'll go back a little bit further in the pack. You got Wayne Whitley, Paul Boomershine, and Keith Powell in 6th, 7th, 8th. Paul Boomershine, your mover of the race, up 15 positions to 7th place. I will say this has got to be one of probably the best races I've seen around Indy. And that includes Indy cars, not real world, but as far as iRacing goes. So Wayne is about 9.1 back from Rickle. Remember, Rickle popped the wall earlier, so that right front of his is shoved inward, and I don't know how much it's really affecting that truck. So we may see that start to close rather fast, but Rickle still holding on to a 5th place finish here. Connor has... Rickle says that apparently it makes him turn better. So... I don't know. I think he's crazy. I got to imagine the right front's going to be gone in a few more laps, but what do I know? Connor Walbeck is 5.2 back to Big Duke. So unless Big Duke runs out of fuel or has a major slip up here, I think it's, you know, with 10 laps to go, I got to imagine Connor's kicking himself for getting it loose there coming to pit road. I definitely think that probably cost him a shot at it here. Diggs, I would almost agree. For an Indy race, it's exciting. You've got history. You've got trucks. Great storylines around the track so far tonight. And Wayne Whitley and Paul Boomershine continue their pursuit of Rickle. About 8.6 up right now. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that and see what happens. Let's go back a little bit further. You got Aiden Laney and Holden Wheeler sitting 13th, 14th. Like I said, Holden, he probably was hoping for a caution, especially after leading as much as he did early on. And Laney trying to break that draft. But, yeah, I got to imagine a speeding penalty there. Timothy Wright had to come to pit road. Is that a sign of what's to come? So Paul Boomershine now up 16 positions to 6th place. But look who's creeping into the view back there. You've got Joe Sullivan. So, I don't know. Big Duke continues to lead, 9 laps to go. He's gotten around B3, put him a lap down. Connor has closed back into within 5 seconds, but he's got no drafted help. The next person to him is Taco, 3.45 seconds back. So Taco running 3rd right now, having a good, strong race. And then Rickles sitting there in 5th, holding on quite well. He's 7 seconds up over the next 2 back. Keep an eye on Connor. Connor got him under 5 seconds. 9 laps to go, though. Like I said, Connor's going to need a miracle out of Big Duke. Eight laps to go. Diggs, from what I'm hearing out of the truck, I'm going to say that that's a yes. I'm not hearing the high RPM scream that I usually would. And actually, let's do one better. Let's go off the roll bar. I'm not hearing a lot of RPM as we sit passenger side of Big Duke's truck here. So Connor's got him down to 4.7 at the moment. Get the lap car, Jamie DeVoe going around Rickle. Yeah, Diggs, I'm gonna say that that's probably the case right now. 4.8 back to Connor. Connor's gonna pick up B3 right here. So that's gonna help him pull back in. .4 to Big Duke. 7 laps to go. Come back here to Wayne and Paul. These guys are still on the march. I mean, they're 5th and 6th. They got about 5 seconds to Rickle, 6 laps to go. I don't necessarily think they're going to get there as Paul gets the wall just a little bit. Connor's got Big Duke to 4.3. Man, I don't know. I don't know, Diggs. B3's going to let Connor go. Fall in behind him. Connor needed the drafting help. I want to check. Let's check last lap times. We'll check them here at the line. Duke just ran a 54.6. Connor with a 54.7. So 5 laps to go. What's our gap? 4.5. I mean, we know Connor has enough because of when he pitted. The question is, did Big Duke save enough? I heard a clutch. I swear to God, I heard a clutch there. We'll see when he goes down into turn number 1. Yep, he's trying to make it. He's close, like way close. Now this could get interesting because I've done this before, and one wrong slip of that pedal and that truck's going to break traction and it's not going to be fun. So you've got to be very, very careful. Connor has him down to 4 seconds. You can hear Big Duke's got it off in the corner. I speculated that he should have been saving earlier on, and this might have just changed a lot of things as Connor's got him down to 3.9 now. Because somebody's rolling off a pit road. I don't think Connor's got to let up at all. So he's down to 3.7. Yeah, Connor's pushing. He's 3.5. Does he get there? 3 laps? I mean, anything's possible, right? We said it earlier. Sometimes the impossible is possible, and it might just happen here, depending on how much more Big Duke's got to clutch this thing, or if he runs out of fuel or not. Down to 2.9 with 2 laps to go. Let's check our last lap times. Big Duke 55.4. Connor Walbeck 54.6. So almost a full second faster. Oop. Connor just gave up a little bit. I wonder if he had a bad entrance into turn number 1. Yeah, Big Duke didn't clutch that time, so maybe he's got enough to go the distance. That's kind of what I'm wondering, Ed. It may have been too much of a push too late trying to get there. 3.2 seconds to the gap. White flag's going to be in the air this time across the line. It's all Big Duke out in front. Oh, that now he speaks. He said he needed enough fuel to be able to do a burnout. That's what it is there. Connor Walbeck sitting in second, 3.3 back right now. Taco John's got his hand full. He's got, oh no, he doesn't. Neither one of these are both lap cars. So Rickle's trying to hang on. He's got Wayne Whitley and the guys right behind him. Big Duke sails it down into turn number 4 for the final time, though. He's up 3.6 here at the end. And Big Duke is going to drive that thing off of turn number 4 to another win this season and extend his points lead going into the championship round. 4 seconds at the line. I got to wonder if Connor ran out of fuel. See if Rickle holds him off. He hangs on to a top 5. Like I said, biggest mover of the race right here, Paul Boomershine, with a 5th place finish, up 16 positions at the end. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. And I do believe Big Duke is out of fuel. Just waiting for a few more guys to finish up here so we can get the results up on screen. I imagine we'll have Big Duke up in the booth here any minute. I think we're waiting on one person to cross the line, maybe? We had a couple of people, I think, run out. I think Ryan Perrone ran out before the finish line. Yep. Ryan's out. Yep. So that's going to be, I think, it. I'm just waiting for things to finish moving or stopping so we can get results up. As Big Duke smacks the wall. Keith, it was a great race. I mean, for Indy, that's absolutely awesome. All right, now we've got results. Let's get those up on screen for you. We'll get this off screen. Big Duke comes home with a win tonight. Connor Walbeck 4 seconds back after a solid push there at the end to finish second. Taco John comes home in third. Rickle's going to come home fourth. Wayne Whitley's fifth. Paul Boomershine sixth. Keith Powell is in seventh. Joe Sullivan eighth. Juan Velez is ninth. And we are joined by the man who I thought was going to run out of fuel. We're on board with you for a couple of laps there, Big Duke. walk me through the strategy, because I figured after you had 3 seconds up, you'd manage that. Duke, I got you in game, not in here.
Oh, my bad. All right, you there?
Yeah,
My bad.
I got you.
I don't understand this aero package, man. I pit on lap 31, and I was 1 lap to the good. All right, that's past halfway.
Right.
I was still, like good to go, and right there with about, I don't know, 15, 12 to go, it's like, uh-oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I was at that point, I was keeping him I was keeping Timothy at 3.4, and then he just kept falling back. So I would fall back a little bit, but he would fall back even more.
Right.
And then I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was listening to your stream too. I was providing a little bit of content. Got to play to the dramatics, bro.
Right. No, I get it.
But no, it was close. It was close. If I would have kept at that pace, I would have been about a lap short, honestly.
Well, and we saw Connor really try to push to get to you, and I was kind of wondering if he got there, if you were going to have anything left for him.
Yeah, I had a little bit reserved. Like when I crossed the line, I think I had 0.8, 0.9 left.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's close. Closer than I like. I like to at least see.
That was a lot closer than I wanted it to be.
I was gonna say I like to see at least 2 in the tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like whole numbers. I don't like those decimals.
Now, you were talking about the aero package. I saw you go underneath Wheeler a couple of times tonight, and I thought it was going to work, and then it was almost like a weird aero block, just like an elephant sat on your hood.
Yeah, so off of 2 and off of 4 here, it's hard right now. It's hard to keep it pinched down, and you need to come up out of that transition, and that transition is a little bit odd. And when somebody's out there, and the new aero package on that makes it even odder. And I could not just turn off of 2 or 4 when I was underneath him. I just could not keep that momentum up. I had to roll out of the throttle and give it up, and he just sailed past on the outside. That's what I was saying. Like, this new aero package is tough to manage because I run 31 laps, half of them behind the guy, and we were running like damn scalded dogs.
Right.
Like, we were racing our asses off, it felt like. And for me to be that short after pitting 1 to the good from halfway, I don't know. I was talking to him on stream, and they said, well, yeah, you were following the guy for a little bit in that first stint. I was like, yeah, but I didn't think it would make that much of a difference. But
right,
the draft sucks, but arrow wise, anyway. I don't know.
I mean, we know that this isn't the first vehicle that they've broken arrow wise with inside the sim lately, so it's kind of disappointing that it happened to the trucks, because the trucks were a lot of fun at super speedways.
Yeah, they were, and digs. Yeah, I know the open air makes it burn more, but I didn't think that it would burn 2 more or actually 3 more laps.
It seems like if you've got
it's crazy, but
well, it seems like if you got a truck behind you, it takes some of that drag off, which doesn't. I mean, it makes sense, but to put that much drag onto a car by itself, something doesn't add up.
Yeah,
at least that's my opinion.
And then it was fluctuating. Like it was weird looking at the gas gauge, man. I don't know. I was sweating it for a second.
Well, you put another win in the bank tonight. I think that I'd have to look at the points, but I think going into next week, you've just got to basically start at this point, and you've wrapped it up. Anybody you want to get?
I think Connor still's got a shot. I think it was only like 14 points. It wasn't that tight. It was tight, wasn't it?
I thought it was, or maybe it was 18, but let me look. I had it up here at one point. Taking a peek. So it was 18. He'd need some absolutely bad luck out of you at Homestead, and I just don't see it happening.
Hey, it could happen, dude.
It
really
can.
like Homestead.
See, and that's the other thing I was thinking too. So,
But hell, Connor's good. Shit. I mean,
yeah, oh
anything
yeah,
could happen.
I've watched him do some good things in an 87. So, I mean, like you said,
Man, you don't get a 4.7 KI rating by
no,
being a
no,
slouch.
nope.
So,
I've been digging at him a little bit because he passed me an iRating after I had a terrible Daytona week, but that's another thing for another time. But
those do happen.
oh
Those
God,
do happen.
that's why I stay out of Draft Masters too. But
Yeah. Me too.
anyway, congrats on the win tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go, bud?
Yeah, plenty of people. Thanks to you for putting this on for us in the broadcast for the year. It's been nothing short of fun to run under your banner. So thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Race YESCAR, everybody over there at YESCAR, cutting up with them, and it's just running with those guys is an absolute blast. Keith, my wife, MVV Travel Co. Thermal Sweep, my new thermal inspection company here in Florida, serving the state of Florida. Infrared inspections with drones and thermal guns for commercial properties and residential properties. Thermalsweep.com. Check it out, please. I would love for you guys if you could check it out for me. Maybe leave a review if you're feeling, nice. But other than that, thank you very much, AJ. We greatly appreciate your broadcast, and we love it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, congrats on the win tonight, bud.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too, bud.
We'll see you next week.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Big Duke, everybody. On that note, I'm going to get the heck out of here because we're going to be done for the night. Keep in mind, we are going to stream the WNIS tomorrow night. So I'll have that on. That'll be about 9:00 tomorrow night. And then Saturday, I'm looking to do the Roar Before the 24. Hopefully I'll have a little bit better time frame. We'll announce that during the WNIS. I got to thank everybody for watching. There was 66 of you watching tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, please, please, please subscribe. We do a lot of cool stuff on this channel, between racing, broadcasting, and then I've got, my help videos and things like that. Diggs, the WNIS is going to be from Auto Club. So I expect that to be pretty good. I know Michael Conti showed up on Wednesday night, so I'm kind of hoping he shows up tomorrow night and we get to go race with the big dogs. So, but on that note, everybody, I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'll catch y'all tomorrow night. And until then, enjoy the rest of your week.